Hello, I'm Jennifer Roig-Francolí, host of this Facebook group, the Mind, Body, Spirit Tribe for Creative Souls. This is a group dedicated to healing of the whole self in the sense of integration of mind, body, soul, spirit. That includes our emotions, of course. And I'm coming on today because I feel an urge to do what I do and do it here with you with the intention to offer whatever is possible in the way of healing, offering hope, support, and inspiration for everyone here, for you, for me, in the wake of current events in the United States and in the world. I'm feeling very emotional as I'm speaking. I wasn't sure whether to do this or not, but as soon as I had the idea, I realized, yes, I need to speak up. And I feel that there is so much that has been said. There have been so many powerful and important things that have been said in the wake of the protests happening in the United States within the bigger context of COVID-19, in the wake of the death of the murder of George Floyd. There's so much that has been said, and there is so much good that is being done. And I almost didn't come on because I thought, well, what can I do? And that's when I realized I need to speak up, because it can feel like, especially as an artist, that what we do is a luxury or not important, or like it's out of touch with reality or current events. When people are dying and being brutalized and starving around the world, I'm a white middle-class woman in Cincinnati suburbia. I feel safe, thank God. I walk around my neighborhood. I'm aware that crazy things can happen to a middle-aged white woman in Trump land or anywhere else land, but this happens to be where I live. Not exactly by choice, although lately I bought a house, so it is by choice. So what I'm trying to say is that I feel like I'm not well equipped to speak to what's going on. My experience is as, like I said, white woman in middle class, safe, supposedly suburbia. I'm not black. My boyfriend is half African American, but I'm not. I was married to a Hispanic for 25 years, and my children are Hispanic, but I'm not. I'm a Swiss American, and I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood, but I'm not Jewish. So what can I do as an artist? I play classical music. It's not rap, right? It's not rap that is talking about current events and protesting. I love Bach. So what can I do? So I know what I can do. I've learned what I can do. We each have our strengths. We each have our weaknesses. But we all feel, and we all have the capacity, at least almost all of us, some of us are in question these days, we all supposedly have the human capacity for empathy. And I'm not Black, I'm not Hispanic, I'm not Jewish, but I certainly have a deep sensitivity and a deep sense of empathy. And I know I have that because if I didn't, my voice wouldn't be shaking right now. And I wouldn't be nearly in tears thinking about what these people around the world who are suffering need to be suffering and enduring right now when I'm here in safety. So from safety, we have the internet, and we can communicate. And what I can do is demonstrate and show and speak up and play out and express that empathy for the people who are suffering in ways that I'm not, because of fate. Who knows why? I'm in this body, in this place. White woman in safety for now. So I have a violin. And I wanted to play that violin when I was 2, started playing when I was 4, and I haven't stopped. But it's taking on more and more and more meaning. The older I get, the more I reflect on myself and life and the meaning of art. And the more I want to be able to help those who need help. So what can we do here in this Facebook group? What can we do? We can get in touch with who we are individually. I can remember who I am. I can lament who I'm not, but I don't when I remember who I am. I can feel grateful for who I am and where I am and for what I'm able to do. And I can share what I can do with those who may be uplifted and helped and touched and moved and healed by what I can do. And you can do that as well. Everybody here, everybody, everywhere is creative and has the potential to help others in creative ways. When we can get in touch with possibilities, opening up to new possibilities, asking ourselves what is possible for me and what can I do? What can I already do? And I know from experience that when I stop and I stop letting my mind go into crazy places, and I allow myself to feel what I feel without holding on to it or trying to change it or trying to fix it or run away from it or shove it under the rug. When I dare to face how I'm feeling now and now and now, and I allow myself to feel, I feel what others feel. And everybody can do that if we dare. And that's what's sorely lacking in our world, is the willingness to face how we feel in response to ourselves and those around us and the world. So the first step is to be willing to feel what we feel and to accept how we feel, and to be willing to accept how other people feel without trying to do anything about it first. We can't fix a problem in the best way possible if we're doing it from a place of anger or fear or violence. I firmly believe that. Sometimes aggressive acts are important, but not from that place. So we need to stop and access our feelings first, and then solve what there is to solve, and heal and integrate what there is to integrate, so that we can become most fully ourselves, and then we can think straight from a place that's whole. And then we know what we want, which is to love and communicate love and to be present for ourselves and the people who are suffering, so that we can help them from the depths of our hearts, not from the superficial reactivity that causes more and more anguish and more suffering. It causes violence. Violence is a reaction. Sometimes aggression has to happen, but it's a different kind of violence that has to, yes. The first step is to allow ourselves to feel and to accept that, and then ask ourselves, where is that ease? Where is that peace inside of me first? If I want peace on the outside, if you want peace on the outside world, we have to find it in ourselves individually first. There is no other way. And then from that place of being open to continually feeling what the feelings change and move. They're constantly shifting and changing. As I'm talking, in one moment I feel strong and calm and centered and peaceful and loving. And in the next, my mind gives me a memory of visions that I've seen, of protests and people being attacked, peaceful people being attacked for no reason. Well, there's always a reason, not a good reason in my opinion. If a peaceful person is being attacked, it's not coming from a place of love. So then, we're creatives, we're artists. I have a box here that makes sound and becomes an extension of me. It becomes my unspoken voice. Right now I'm using the instrument of my vocal mechanism to communicate how I feel and what I think. This is my nonverbal, unspoken voice that reflects things that are even deeper, that can't be put into words. I have something I call 5 pre-pearls, which I employed before I turned on the video today, and that I'm going to share with you right now, because they're very important, so that I can access what I want to access with as much ease and truth and honesty as I can. The first pre-pearl is desire. I'm asking myself, what do I want? And I'm doing this in the moment. I haven't prepared this. This is spontaneous. What do I want? I want to play this now. And then that's enough. There's more in that desire, but that's enough right now. I know this is what I want to do, and so I'm going to do it. Number 2, open asking. I start to wonder about what I want. I wonder what's going to come out of this box. Questions come to my mind. Is it worth it? What's it worth? Why? Why bother? I wonder what's possible. I wonder if healing can happen through what I'm doing today, for myself first. And then for anyone who watches this, can it be healing? I don't know. So many of the questions I'm asking today, the answer is I don't know. There's so much I don't know about being a Black person in the United States. I don't know. I don't know most everything about politics. I don't know what it's like to be a police officer in the States. I don't know what it's like to be a Hispanic. I don't know what it's like to be a man. So much we don't know. So I ask and I wonder, because I'm good at that. That's what I can do. I can start there. I can wonder what's possible for me. What can I do? What's possible? I don't know. So I'm willing to find out. The third pre-pearl is touching on my own doubts and fears. And as soon as I open up to the possibility that there are doubts and fears within me, they all come up because they're right under the surface for me today. Very, very raw, as they are for so many people in the world, especially in I shouldn't say especially. There are other places in the world that are suffering far more than we are in the United States as a whole. So doubts and fears, they come to the surface and they are there, and I feel them, and I feel what happens in my body when I think about doubt and fear, self-doubt, self-worth. Those doubts are coming up now. And they cause tension and tightness and constriction in me, and I feel it all. No, I probably don't feel even the half of it, but I feel enough to know that there's doubt and there is fear in me. And that's fine. It's human to feel doubt and fear. It's human. And I can accept that in myself. And that takes me to the fourth pre-pearl. Easy affirmations. How can I turn all of this around? What is a positive way that I can counter the doubts and fears that are coming up for me now? It's possible. This is my first easy affirmation for myself. It is possible that I have the power to change things in myself. And by changing things in myself, honestly, with good intention, it's possible that that can influence the world around me, the people around me, the world around me. It's possible. I don't know, but it's possible. And I know that I can do what I can do and find out what's possible. I can play the violin, and I can feel, and I can express what I feel through this violin, and I can resolve difficulties through a healing process that I know how to do with constructive thinking that I've learned, ways to think in constructive ways that I can apply to my creative pursuit, to my artistry. I know how to do that well enough. Far from perfectly, but that's okay. I know how to do what I do well enough right now, and it's possible that it may have a beneficial effect. Those are my easy affirmations for right now. The fifth pre-pearl is to practice integration, to do it, to integrate myself with constructive thinking in the way that I have learned and am learning and continue to learn to do. First, I stop and I ask myself, what do I notice about myself right now? I notice constriction and nervousness and anxiety. I notice how that feels in my body. And it's interesting. And I'm curious about that. And now I ask myself, where do I notice a bit of ease right now? And suddenly I notice that my legs are fine. And my arms are fine. And I notice that that helps me with my breathing. And then my doubt and fear comes back, and then I ask again, where else do I seem just a bit easy? And my breathing calms, and I calm just a little bit. So I want to continue to ask myself, where else do I seem a bit easy? Because I know from experience that repetition of constructive thinking is extremely powerful. It's extremely beneficial. It helps me every single time. I have so much faith in my ability to shift how I think and therefore how I feel and therefore get different results. And I hear the birds, and that gives me hope and reminds me of the positive and good that there is in this world, and there's so much of it. So at this point, I'm ready to find out what this bird wants to sing. I don't want it to be a caged bird singing. So I do what I can to let myself free. And the fears keep coming up, so then I counter them with my constructive thinking. And I wonder, many things. really, I think anything is possible. And there's so much hope. There's so much more hope than non-hope. But we need to choose to look for that and live it and express it and share it. We're infinite creatures. We contain everything within us. The possibility for all emotions, all of human experience is contained in the heart. So we get to choose what to focus on and what to create more of by focusing on it. And we have to start with acknowledging what's there, what's manifest already, what's under the surface. But always remember that the opposite is also there. Where there's pain and suffering, there's also beauty and bliss and joy and love. Even if we don't feel it, even if we're feeling really awful at times and paralyzed with fear sometimes, the life force, the energy, the healing power to integrate is within each of us. It's in the heart. So have faith in that and do what you can. And hopefully this was helpful. I know it was helpful for me. I think you could probably tell I'm feeling a lot better now. So this process works for me, and I think it's what I'm good at. So I'm going to keep doing it for me, but also for you. And I teach this because I want people to learn how to do it. It's natural. It's natural to everybody, but we don't all know how to do it so easily and so quickly. And it's taken me a lifetime to learn how to do what I'm doing in a way that is effective. So I think that's all I have for today. But get in touch with me if you are curious or you want help. All right? So lots of love. Bye-bye.